All right, all right. WVON family. WVON family. WVON family. Hey, hey, hey. WVON family. I think we're ready to go. Welcome, WVON family. Welcome, 1921 Radio family. Welcome, Facebook family. Hey, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Man, I'm gonna miss brother Medine. Man, dude, great show. Great show. Incredible. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad ending out your show with that. Incredible. Looking forward to connecting again, brother, outside of this. Hey, man, we're back. Hey, it's radio time. And tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We got a few things to talk about. There's a lot of things going on. I have my guest, Ted Williams, coming on, political science adjunct professor at Kennedy King College, actor extraordinaire, writer, director, playwright. Did I say actor already? Excuse me, I'm sorry. You name it. He's coming on. We're going to talk about today's politics. What's going on with today's politics? What's going on in our city? What's going on, period? I'm excited about that. Ted is always an incredible guest, very good friend. But it's also a small business shout out. So if you have a small business or you're an entrepreneur, I need you to call 773 591 1690, 773 591 1690, and call in and let us know about your business and what you're doing. We got about 50,000 people to get this in front of. So if you're looking for an opportunity to get your business, if you know someone who owns a business and you want to hey, I couldn't reach them, but I'm going to call and shout out their business, you can do that too. Listen, if we don't, economic support is huge. If we're not supporting each other economically, well, we just need to support each other, period. But if we're not going to the restaurants, the clothing stores, the vendors, shout out to my girl Kenya over on 35th and King Drive, absolutely anything essential. I always mess it up when I say that. Absolutely everything essential, not anything, everything essential. Has an incredible setup. For people to highlight their business. I'm actually about to kick off another thing. I'm hoping to get sold out of there. I got some really cool things for some Crocs, the little pins. We got some things coming up that we're doing. Anyway, but listen, we've got to provide the economic support in the community as well, and we just do. I heard a statistic this past week about the Black dollar, the spending power of Black Americans. The spending power of there's so much money in the Black community right now at this time. Actually, I think it said that no other time in history has there been this much spending power in the Black community right now. Right now. And it said that if the Black community was its own country, it would be the 16th largest gross domestic property GDP in the world. We would be basically the 16th largest country in the world. That's our spending power. That's the 16th largest company in spending country in spending. If they took the whole Black community spending power, we'd be the 16th largest country as far as spending in the world. Yeah, we're not oppressed, guys. We got money. We have money. But we're not spending it with each other. So if you're a small business, you're an entrepreneur, if you have a service or you have a product, you need to call in 773-591-1690. You are listening to James Parker. I'm on the 1921 radio show, and I'm streaming live. So if you see me on 1921 everywhere, I own the only tech co-working and tech incubator space on the far south side of Chicago. I'm super excited. I've been keeping it under wraps. I got to email my investors first, but we're about to launch the very first app on the south side of Chicago very, very soon. I can't even hold it in. And we will create, I think I got to go back and talk to my team. I think this app is going to create about 40 jobs, 40 jobs. I think it's going to expand as we launch it in more cities. But we're about to create about 40 jobs on the south side of Chicago. Starting, I think the customer service position started at $55,000 a year, all the way up to cybersecurity and that 90,000. Data analytics. I mean, we got it all. So I'm excited about that. I bought a building in 2020. COVID hit, shut everything down for almost 2 years. So here we are in 2023. Finally. I can't even, I've been stressed like you wouldn't believe. Hair is gray. What little I got left, it's incredible. But the things that are going to happen on the south side of Chicago, the things that are going to happen in Pilsen, the things that are going to happen in Inglewood, Austin, it's coming. It's coming. All right. It's coming. And I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to make it go. I'm excited. I'm thankful that we're in a position to finally make this happen. And, yeah, I'm excited, man. There's a lot going on, but I need to hear from you. There's a lot going on in our city. We have a new police chief. What do you think? I need to know what you think. I mean, I like what he said as far as, hey, the police need to be respected. Hey, the police need help as well. This is not like everything is the police fault for every doggone thing. He was short of saying, there's got to be some accountability in the community. I would have loved to hear him say that. But I need to know your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think about the new police chief? I mean, let's see here. We've had 1, 2, I'm just trying to remember. I moved here to go to college, and I don't know who the police chief was. When I moved here to go to college, Mayor Harold Washington was the mayor. And literally a month later, he passed away when I moved to Chicago. And so since then, and I'm trying to remember how many police chiefs we've had, but I'm trying to figure out how we've had all these police chiefs, and we still have crime keeps going up more and more. I think it said it was up 45% over last year, armed robberies and things like that. So what is this police chief going to be able to do? I mean, the police chief's powers are regulated by the mayor's office and city council. So if that doesn't change, then nothing is going to change. I need to know what you think. 773-591-1690. Do you feel that we're going to be more safe now? I mean, DePaul University is now adding more security. University of Chicago went through this. I mean, it was encouraging to drive. I live in Hyde Park, to drive through Hyde Park and see all of these African-American security people. But imagine we had to add more security people because people were getting robbed. More minimum wage jobs. But I need to hear from you. What do you think? Are we more safe now? 773-591-1690. 773-591-1690. No one wants to call in and tell me what they think, huh? I'm just curious. Let me see what anybody's saying on Facebook. Let's see. Anybody on Facebook? We have a new police chief. Are we more safe now? Are we going to be more safe? What can he do? His powers are regulated, like I said, by the mayor's office and city council. It's not like he can go rogue, put this really cool plan in place. He can't do anything on his own. Let's see what Facebook has to say. Let's see here. What's Facebook saying real quick? I'm about to log on here. Let's see here what we got here. All right, let's see here. Facebook. What do you say, Facebook? What did I do? I just did something crazy. Okay, let's see here. What did I just do? I did. Okay, what did I? Let me get back to the page. Let's see here. Did I just mess up? I'm sorry, everybody. Try to get back to my Facebook page. Hold on, give me a quick second. I just messed up. This is what happens when you don't have a social media person. All right, so do we feel more safe? Let's see what Facebook has to say. Oops. All right, so do we feel more safe? Let's see what Facebook has to say. Here we go. Here we go. Celeste. All right, Celeste has a shout out. Global Girls Incorporated, organization for young girls between the ages of 4 and 16, teaching and encouraging through performing arts. Global Girls' mission is to impact the mental, physical, and emotional development of Black girls. We envision girls using their voices and creativity to move. Okay, is this a 501c3, Celeste? In the South Shore Chicago community for over 23 years, providing youth and adult theater and dance training, holistic public performances, and holding workshops and convening on healthy lifestyles, effective communication skills, and family engagement through the performing arts. I love it. If it's a 501(c)(3), we need to support it. Gary Daggett says the chief of police in Chicago is a political position. Yep. More than a public safety position. Spot on. And in my opinion, therein lies the problem. Spot on. Gary hit it on the head, guys. What do you think? We can only hope for the best. I'm with Gary. It's a political thing. Not thing, but thing. Go ahead, girl. I will be your social media. Celeste, I appreciate it. I guess hey, we have to talk about that, Celeste, in a minute. But I think Gary's dead. Gary's spot on. Guys, we've had how many police chiefs? I mean, so somebody call in 773-591-1690. 773-591-1690. We're about to take a break here in 2 minutes. I got Ted Williams coming up. We're going to talk about this political thing that Celeste says, but I need to hear from you on the other side, callers. WVON. I know you have something to say. We always have something to say. All right, 773-591-1690. Is there going to be any change, or is the police chief kind of here? Political pick. It's all political. I believe it is. Listen, if the police chief cannot come to a city like Chicago and make changes, hey, here's what we're going to do. All right, here's what we're going to do. Here's my plan, and we're going to implement it. If he or she, whoever's obviously he now, but in the future, if whoever the police chief comes in and they can't implement their own plans, their own strategies, then why do we even have a police chief? Celeste, we need folks that are really for the people. Celeste, absolutely. 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 All right. 773-591-1690. I need to hear from the WVON family because whatever happens, we're affected by it because it's, I mean, although there is crime happening all over the city, all over the state, but all over the city, I need to know what the WVON family is thinking. All right, 773-591-1690. We're going to take a break right now at 9:30. We're going to come back over after that, and I'd love to hear from you. All right, be back. Peace. Love you back. Hey guys, thanks so much. Celeste, you're right. Ted is cool. I love Ted. Yeah. Celeste, you're right. Ted is cool. I love Ted. Oh no, he was calling because he was doing something. All right, Facebook family, we're coming on in a few more minutes, just a couple more minutes. If you guys know any small businesses, nonprofits, or entrepreneurs, let them know. Call in 773 591 1690. What's up, Nico? Your food is in the thing. You blow my mind. I'm still alive. You light my mind, baby. I'm satisfied. What's up, boss? Man, you good? How's your back? My back good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Oh, dude, that's what's up, man. Killing. Oh, that's what's up, bro. I got to get one of those. Where I saw a guy at an event have one of those. Do they just sell them anywhere? You got to order them? I don't know. You probably go on Amazon, but I got mine on Temu. Temu. Oh, I heard about Temu. But they were just in the news, man, like taking people's stuff there. I don't know about that part. It was something. It was on the Today Show, man. I was like, dang. Wasn't that back like what? No, it was like 3 weeks ago. They were talking about Temu. Oh man, I forgot. I'm live on Facebook. What? Okay, I'm sorry. We're back. Okay. Oh no, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Y'all can't tell I'm listening to Outstanding. No exciting. Girl, you know. I really love the way you love me now. Girl, you knock me out. Where are the small business owners? I don't understand this. Okay, thank you, buddy. Where are the small business owners? I'm giving you a platform. You can't be mad now. Oh, nobody likes me. Welcome back, WVON Familia. Welcome back, fam. Welcome back. Welcome back, WVON. Welcome back, 1921 Radio. Welcome back, Facebook. Welcome back, 1921 Radio, Facebook. Welcome back, YouTube. Hey, we're everywhere. All right. Super excited to have my man G-Man, dishing the G coming up. Shout out and prayers to more. Come on. Got that chicken Alfredo. But hey, guys, listen. Super excited to be in the studio. Super excited to be talking. Still looking to give some small businesses some free advertising. I'm super excited. Where you at? I'm trying to help you out. Okay, you let me know. But we're waiting on my guy Ted's coming on board. Hold on, real quick. Shoot, hold on. 773-591-1690. And I want to hear from you. And let's see. I want to hear from you. I want to know, what do you think about our new police chief? I mean, I've kind of shared. I know, Celeste. I know. I'm sorry. Interacting on your Facebook. I need to know what you think. I've already shared what I think. Gary said what I was thinking. It's a political thing. Nothing's going to change, and crime is going to get crazy. And then they're going to talk about, hey, we need another police chief because he can't do what he probably wants to do. So somebody got to let me know. Somebody has to let me know what are you thinking. Okay. That's Ted. 773-591-69. Listen to 1921 Radio Show. Is this Theodore Williams? Bro, I thought you were going to stream in, man. I got people on Facebook. Did you click on the link? I got people on Facebook like Ted. Oh, I'm listening now. My list, it went up to 800 people. I hear what you said. All right. Hey, we got another shout out, WVO and family. We got Jessica Rivera at Jess Studios. All right. So if you're looking for incredible pictures, I got JessStudios.com at Jess Studio. All right. I'm just saying, I'm giving people an opportunity to call in. Okay, Ted, they're waiting on you on Facebook, man. They're waiting on you to click on that link I put in your phone. Ladies and gentlemen, Ted is coming. He's coming. Was it a game? And when I got in, it was 24-3. I love it. I'm rooting for the brother, Jordan. I'm rooting for the brother. I'm rooting for Black, really. That's all, really. I'm just saying. All right. I'm just saying. Bree, do we have a caller in? All right, Ted, while you're looking for whatever you're looking for, I don't know. We got a caller calling in. All right, can you put Ted on hold? Okay, thank you. Hi, listen to the 1921 radio show. I'm doing well, Randy. How are you, sir? Yeah, and then Zach, Nzinga. Yeah, yeah. Is she there or no? Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I think you and I talked because I wanted to get in front of I shared our platform with Isaac Hayes III. Yep. I got to get in touch with him. I met him. I didn't get a chance. We talked, but I need to get in touch with him. So if you can connect us, that'd be great. Hmm. Yep. Yeah. Well, I will not. I have a there's a funeral that I have to attend. No, thank you very much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a family friend, but yeah, no, I won't be able to make that. I know it's going to be hot. But interestingly enough, there are a number of Black VCs. You don't hear about them because they stay incognito for whatever reason. But the same platform that Jonathan Smith created, I mean, created with Vista, my company created the same platform. You know, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Right. Oh yeah, you did. Yep. Mm, yeah. Yeah, Lynn is incredible. She's an amazing. I've met her a couple times, and I've gotten a chance to hear her speak. She's incredible. She's incredible. Right. Oh yeah. Bree. Bree. We have to bring Ted back. Ted back. Sure. Yeah. Well, Randy, I think that's great. Our guest just got on online, so we're about to do that. But Randy, here's what I love to do. I want to make sure you and I talk. I think you left me a text message on my phone because I'm teaching an entrepreneurship class at the Chicago Urban League starting Monday, and it's for anyone who wants to start a business. I go over for the next 7 weeks, starting a business, launching a business. Okay, so it's going to be at Chicago Urban League. Randy, let's shoot me another text again, and we'll talk right after this. All right, my friend. Tomorrow. Thanks, Randy. I'm sorry. Okay. Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it. All right. All right. All right. We got Ted Theodore, actor, director, screenwriter, Emmy win. Did you win an Emmy yet? I don't want to. I don't want to lie. You know. Okay. We're working towards it. Well, I just found out. I put up. I put up. I helped support this show called Indie Soul that's been running on that ran on WTTW, and I got an email from the brother who said they just got nominated for an Emmy. So I'm about to be an Emmy-winning sponsor, put up money person. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but I am, bro. I'm getting. I just want a picture with the Emmy, like, yo, you will. The next it'll pop up on everyone's memory every year. Because I'm gonna tag everybody. I'm gonna tag all 4,000 people and say, "Hey, you have a memory with James Parker." It's gonna be me like this. Ted, we got a lot going on in our city, man. We got a lot going on in our city politically. We got 8 million migrants that just got up here, and let's talk about it because I want to know what your guy Mayor Johnson is going to do about it. What's up? Shout out to my little brother Barry listening right now down in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, although they're not Mexican, I believe it's El Salvador. Ah, really? That's right. That's right. You're not going to, bro. All right, Ted. They can't. They said they can't hear you on Facebook. Let me see what's going on here. They can't hear you because you should be able to hear him. He's live and he's loud. I know. Can you hear him now, Celeste? Give me a thumbs up. Hold up. You're right. They can't hear you. Are you on mute on your laptop? Are you on your Are you on your phone and on talking on the cell phone? I think I know. Are you on your phone, Ted, or are you on a laptop? Wow, now we can't hear you at all. So I think, Ted, I think you got to call in on your phone and video on your laptop. Yeah, okay. Ted said 1 minute. All right, Ted said 1 minute. So he's because we got to hear Ted because Ted is. All right, Ted's coming back, ladies and gentlemen, because I want everybody to hear this because Ted is. Oh snap! Oh man. Okay, we're just having a few minor technical difficulties. All right, thanks, B. B is a DJ sound engineer. He knows. Yeah. Yeah, Ted's calling back, but we have somebody on the call. We have somebody on the call. Okay. All right. While we're waiting for Ted, we have Greg on the phone, 773-591-1690. Greg, you're listening to the 1921 radio show on WVON. How are you? Doing well, doing well, doing well. How about you? What? G Money. What's going on, Greg? Tell us about your company, Greg. Wow, absolutely. And what do you have? T-shirts, hoodies. What do you have?
Put paper in there. Ted Williams. This is Ted Williams. You got to put paper in there. You got to do that. Yes, I know how to do that. It's right there. All right, James.
I love it. Thank you. So, is there a phone number or website they can go to? I love that. And so, if you need T-shirts, hoodies, now do you do the printing or you already have? Come on. Woo.
Ted Williams. Yep.
I love that. I love it. Well, Greg, thank you so much for calling. Everybody, go buy, support this brother. Thank you, thank you, Greg.
Appreciate you, Greg.
You got it. All right, WVM, we'll be back right after this quick little break. 10 o'clock. We got Ted Williams back. Finally, it is happening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Facebook, Celeste said we got Ted back finally.
All right, wonderful.
Okay, well, Ted, Ted, we're gonna bring you back on live on WVON, but right now we can talk on Facebook.
Sure.
We're live now.
All right, Facebook people.
All right.
Fantastic.
So I know you mentioned the 29 million. I know people in the community are struggling with this $29 million. But we talked about this when he first announced it. We had the young lady who was on Channel 5, Channel 7, Channel 2, talking about what about the black folks that have been here for 8 million years and whatever. And so I was like, that's a great question. But I felt like the real question was, what about the nearly $250 million that have poured into the South and West Side since George Floyd? Where's all that money?
No, James.
Channel 9.
Stop
Channel
it.
9 they glanced over it. I think they were afraid.
James, stop it, please.
To really go into it. I just want to know where that is.
Please stop it. Please.
29. Well, Dad, where did it go? But anyway, before we go there, the time, my draws.
Oh no, that's wrong,
dude. All right, Ted. So what are we gonna do? How should we feel about this money?
Which money, James?
The 29 million, because clearly you don't want me to talk about the quarter of a
I really don't.
Right. I
mean, I will. I really don't want to, but I will, James, because you're my friend.
No, we won't. No. First of all, the police chief stuff. Let's talk about that.
Well, let me go back to 29 million first, and then we'll get into all that.
Okay, I got you.
So basically, people are upset right now because we're creating these tent cities. Brandon Johnson has one of the largest humanitarian crises that has been dropped in his lap in this first couple months of his tenure. Yeah. And the truth is, migrant crisis is really a federal problem. It's not Brandon Johnson's problem. It's not Pritzker's problem. We have to recognize that this thing is circular because we have literally decades of public policy towards Central and South America that has destabilized a lot of these countries. Venezuela is suffering record inflation levels, high crime rates, gang violence. You got President Maduro, who is quasi-authoritarian. Yep. And so these folks are running for their lives. I mean, literally running for their lives. And they land in border states. Some of the border state governors are sending them to places like Chicago as a political stunt. There's a long way between the Mexican border and the city of Chicago, right? And so when people get here, they land here and they're hoping for opportunities. You must understand, this country was built on immigration, both illegal and legal immigration. I'm going to say it to you again. The country was built on illegal and legal immigration. The first illegal immigration we see was the occupation of the country by Europeans and the genocide of Native Americans, and then the enslavement of African Americans. So we can't moralize folks and try to act like, I had this one person I was talking to on the radio last week, I support legal immigration. I said, if that's the case, half the country ought to be Mexico right now. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And so in reality, let us not, as Black people, give into xenophobia.
Yes.
Let us not give into the politics of scarcity, meaning that there ain't enough money to go around and that we're going to fight immigrants who are working low-wage jobs for those low-wage jobs. Last time I checked, we've been here for 400 years. Why are we fighting immigrant groups for jobs that many people in America don't want to do in the first place? Right. No, let us look at how we move forward economically and socially, and not try to get mad because you got some person with their family coming across the border and wants to work a low-wage job. Yeah. If you still trying to get a low-wage job, it means Black people have not elevated to the rightful place that we ought to be in society, whether it be not only in employment but also in entrepreneurship, which is what you talk about. So the point is, James, is that immigrants are not our enemies; they are our friends. And the truth is that every economy in the world that is large has a great resource, which is labor. The two fastest growing economies in the world are India and China, and they are the places with the most people, over 1 billion people in China, under 1 billion people in India. And so to suggest that population is not an asset is foolish. Immigrants work at higher rates. Immigrants commit less crimes. Ultimately, this is actually a labor source, and African Americans should not feel threatened. Our issues, if we look, we have a housing crisis across the country. The federal government has spent $6 billion last year putting money into housing. And so it's not like we're not spending the money, but we have a huge issue. We ought to continue to do this. But these are not mutually exclusive issues. We can walk and chew gum. We can fix homelessness. We can take care of issues like reparations in the Black community and still deal with families who are coming across the border. Come on, folks. We can do better than that.
I'm 100% behind you. And that's why I was like, but, media, this older Black woman, very professional, retired. She was living on Channel 5, Channel 7. When they brought him to when they used the hotel in Hyde Park that's been shut down to house immigrants, right? Her thing was nobody told us, and then she went into this whole thing about Black versus immigrants. I'm like, it's not Black versus immigrants. I said, and then two, I think you made a great point. This is a federal issue, not a state issue, right? It's not a city issue. This is not. I hate to say it like this, but not Brandon's quote-unquote problem, if you will. As the mayor, unfortunately, it falls in his lap, right? And people are looking at him for leadership and whatever. But I think at the same time, we got to understand what's really going on. It's a political stunt, right? That's all it is.
It very much is. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, Facebook can hear me still.
Let's say, come on, Ted.
Okay, so it's so I mean, come on, folks. I mean, let's look at this. And as I said before to folks, would any African American trade places with a migrant that has literally walked, caught, gotten vans, buses, boats, all unsafe transportation, by the way.
Yeah, with the child.
With children, many times crossing multiple countries to get here, going through their home country, multiple other countries, getting through Mexico, getting all the way to Chicago, and then sleeping on the floor of a police station for weeks at a time. You can go to any station in the city right now, and you can see migrants sleeping all over the place. And so, I'm sorry, I might get a little bit upset here. I think.
No, you should.
How dare us? How dare us look at them and then get mad because the government will give them a tent?
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense.
Come on, Ted. Come on.
It makes no sense. You can't tell you gonna get them a tent. You can't get them a tent because we didn't get reparations, bro. The city of Chicago ain't got. That's not even a city issue. We need to be pressing the federal government for reparations. They owe the Black community. I'm all down for that. We need a Marshall Plan similar to what happened after World War II to rebuild our communities. Period. Multi-billions of dollars worth of investment. But that has nothing to do, absolutely positively nothing to do with these poor, helpless folks fighting for their lives. And I gotta throw, brother, look, you and I met in church, so I gotta throw a little Jesus up in here. I mean, Jesus, if you look at it, Jesus, in his infinite wisdom, was always about bringing immigrants and foreigners to protection.
Yeah.
And to count how we will be judged by how we treat not the most of these, the wealthiest of these, the most well-off of these, but what? The least of it. Who is more the least of these than migrants who are sleeping in police stations for weeks? Come on, Black folks. Come on, Black folks.
We're back. We're having a lively conversation with Theodore Williams III, political science, knows everything about politics. Don't get in with him, okay? Because he'll be like, yo, on page 3 of the book of so and so. Hey, he'll break it down. He is Goodwill Hunting right here, okay?
Bring it on, man. Bring it on. That's late.
Goodwill Hunting.
Look, bring it on. I love my people. I enjoy a good debate. Somebody disagree with me, bring it on. It is okay with me. I got a thick skin. And it's late. I was on a TV show the other day. It was early. I had to be a little bit more, PC. It's late at night. I'm just gonna let it rip tonight.
It's only 50,000 people listening. So it's only 50,000. Ted, you brought up some great points as far as immigration and how the Black community should view this. I agree 100%. I respect what you said. All right, is there a way you can turn your volume down a little bit on the computer? I got you on this side so they can hear you on Facebook on our streaming. But Ted, we have a new police chief. I shared earlier. I had a couple Facebook people understand. I feel like the police chief, he can only do what the mayor's office and city council says he can do. So I'm trying to figure out, is this just kind of a wash, rinse, repeat? Because he can't bring in his own ideas. He can't bring in his own ideas. And well, I can't say that. Let me rephrase that. He can bring his own ideas, but he can't. No, it may be me. Yeah, I forgot I got him on whatever. But he has to run it past the city council. So if they say no, can't do that. Is this is going to be kind of the same thing as we had before?
James, let me give you a sports analogy.
Yes, please.
I'm a big Bears fan. Please forgive me. I love my team. Okay. Now, we're on a 13-game losing streak here, James.
Yeah.
Now you bring in a new coach. Bring in a new coach. Do you think this team is going to turn around tomorrow? Just ask yourself the question.
No, of course not.
Of course not. Why? Because the problems are bigger than just the coach.
That's right.
The problems of crime in America are bigger than who is the police superintendent.
I agree. But is anything going to change then? Because we've been saying that for the past 5 police chiefs.
So what we must understand, to your point, is that the police chief serves at the pleasure of the mayor.
Sure.
But crime, and this is I need to say this if you don't mind.
No, please.
I get so tired of people trying to blame crime on a police chief, trying to blame crime on a mayor, trying to blame crime on a governor, on a president. You all have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, crime does not exist in a vacuum.
Right.
Aristotle said 2,000 years ago that poverty is the parent of crime. This is what he said.
Yeah.
2000, before there was a Chicago, before there was a United States of America, he said poverty is a parent of crime. So what you must understand is that every city in America, Chicago, by the way, is not even in the top 20 most violent cities.
Isn't that crazy? It's not.
We are not. We have an American crime problem. Why do we have an American crime problem? Because we have an American inequality problem. We have an American lack of opportunity problem. We have an American generational institutional isolation, segregation, discrimination problem. That's what we have. And so crime is just a symptom. Crime is a symptom.
Yeah.
And so you cannot, and the police chief will tell you himself, you cannot fix crime from the outside. You got to fix it internally.
That's right.
You have to have situations where we have strong families. We have strong opportunities for people. We have strong, equally funded schools. Do you know the state of Illinois is ranked 48 out of 50 in terms of educational inequality in the country? 48 out of 50. Why? Because we fund our schools through the property tax system. With the property tax system, some schools are funded well. If you are in an area where people make a lot of money, it's like a foregone conclusion, if you will, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you live in Naperville or somewhere else, no offense to y'all in Naperville, but if you live in Naperville or somewhere where you have high property taxes because people make more money there, then the schools are going to get more money. And so it's just a cycle. And so what happens is we have some of the best schools in the country and we have some of the worst, and that gap makes us 48 out of 50. So what I'm saying is this: we have to provide equal opportunity in neighborhoods. How on earth do you expect kids to function in communities where there's no dang on grocery store, where they don't have access to fresh fruit and vegetables? And so what they're eating is food full of red dye number 40 and sugar and processed stuff, and then you wonder why the heck they're acting crazy. Then these poor children are in communities where you walk down the street and you see glass on the street and you see people selling drugs. And I mean, what the heck do you expect? People respond to what you give them. Yep. There's a great movie called Trading Places from back in the 80s. I'm sure you remember this, James. The social experiment.
You come from a broken home? Yeah, we was broke.
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. You remember this?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I have their Funko Pops. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and what happens is that Dan Aykroyd, in the situation that Eddie Murphy is in, responded in the same way. I mean, people don't realize how profound that film was.
Yeah.
And I believe that social experiment is very, very real and very true. And so I don't make excuses for the hood. I don't make excuses because we all have individual opportunities to make different choices. All of us do.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when you set conditions for people, don't be surprised when the majority of them respond to those conditions.
Well, see, that's the problem. This is what we set up in the city of Chicago, right? The police chief needs to fix this. He's not going to. Not one has been able to do it. Then what's the mayor going to do? It's not. But they've been trained, and somehow people have this idea that that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Not tackle, like you said.
James, I got to stop you for 1 second. I know we're on the air. I apologize. It's very professional. I got to grab my cord. My kid gave me my computer. I need to make sure it doesn't die. So you continue that thought. Give me about 60 seconds. I got to grab my computer so my cord doesn't die.
All right, Ted's coming back. All right, this is the third comeback. Okay, you gotta
don't call it a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. But listen, Ted brought up a great point. It's that, and this is why I said, what if the police chief, it's going to be wash, rinse, repeat, because he or she can't implement anything new unless the mayor's office and city council says he can do that, right? But even then, we've been trained to think, mostly political stuff, we've been trained to think and believe that it is the police chief's job to come in and save us and keep us safe. It's a lose-lose. I personally, it must be the money as to why anyone would want to be a police chief in the city of Chicago. It must be the money, right? It must be the money. It must be the money. If you want to go ride with me. I'm sorry. I just totally blew that. Messed up. Breathe engineer's like, oh my God, what show am I doing here? All right. But it must be the money because there's nothing that can be done until you tackle the poverty side. And and everybody knows, I mean, with 1921, the whole reason I'm putting this together is to tackle that. I did an interview. I spoke at a summit a couple weeks ago, and I said, here's what would happen. Here's what would happen if you bring high-paying jobs to low-income communities. And I've been talking about this since I started this company. I said, here's how we can nearly eliminate poverty and crime. I said 1921 will bring in high-paying jobs. You get a single mother and you pay her $55,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. Guess what happens? The whole dynamic of her life changes. The dynamic of her children's lives change. The dynamic of the community changes. Now imagine 1,000 people in these different communities with high crime and poverty, and you reverse that. And you watch crime go away. Not go away, but you watch crime go down when you bring in a high-paying job. When you tackle the poverty part, crime is nearly eliminated. Go ahead, Ted. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, James. I mean, if you look at the communities where crime is low, that is the reality, right?
Yeah.
But you must understand, we are dealing though with post-traumatic slavery disorder as well, right? So we have a lot of James. Oh, God. We have a lot of social dysfunction in our communities on top of the economic dysfunction. All I'm saying is
I believe that.
So all I'm saying is that we do deal with the economic part heavily first and foremost, but we also have to provide the holistic resources to help people deal with some of these other challenges that exist in the community so that those opportunities can be lived out to their fullest potential.
100%. I mean, as you know, and I've shared this with you, Ted, my whole plan with 1921 is to bring high-paying jobs, bring in housing, right, so that they stay, okay? Because we already know in the community, once someone gets their degree or they've got their job, they leave the community. And so when we talk about, like, when I bought that building in Roseland, and I was on Block Club, and I first bought it, and I was talking about what we want to do. Probably, no lie, maybe 17 friends on Facebook were like, "Oh, I'm from Roseland," but they live in Lincoln Park now.
Wow.
They live in the suburbs now, and they're like, "Oh, I'm super excited, man! I'm from Roseland." I didn't even know it. and I shared that in order, we keep I know people were talking about when I talked about we don't need another youth center. We've got millions of these. I said the resources we need in the community are the people in the community. All right. So when we bring in a great paying job, kind of the holistic approach, what I was talking about is that we bring in the jobs, we bring in the training, we bring in the housing, we bring in the financial planners. Because people who are making minimum wage, making $20,000 a year, once they go to 55, they're going to think they're rich. And we got to let them know you're not rich. Okay. But at the end of the year, you can have a savings and buy a home. All of this has to change. The mindset. When I worked in workforce and we got people construction jobs, right? So they went from working at McDonald's for minimum wage to making $30, $40 an hour. And the first thing, and we had to bring in people who went through the program who have these jobs. And the first thing they tell them is don't go and buy a brand new car because you think you're rich. And they had to explain to them how construction works, right? Because construction works on cycles. So you go and buy that brand new car, you're like, yeah, I'm paying $2,000 a month, but I'm making whatever. And then that construction job ends. Guess what you have to do? Go back to the union, put your name on the book, and hope you get called up again. And you may not get called up for 90 days, 6 months, right? So we've got to educate. We've got to bring in because of the way we've been trained and thought. So I'm with you, Ted. The way I just think the economic part will help things move quickly, right? But we've got to deal with the mental things that we've had to deal with since the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
You're right, James. And so, not to get overly political, but there's a certain former president, Donald Trump, who used to believe that all we had to do was get everybody some money in their pockets.
Yeah.
And it would solve all the problems. It doesn't solve all the problems. It does solve a big problem. But we also have to recognize, this is why, I'm on the Illinois Reparations Commission.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm a firm believer that the repair that has to happen is beyond economic. We have to have institutional repair that supports so that, to your point, see, you got to think about this. We live in a capitalist system with people who have been denied access to it fully for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get it, there's a sociologist by the name of Shelby Steele, who I read when I was in college, and he writes about this concept called compensatory grandiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And what he says is that poor minority people oftentimes act in grandiose ways to compensate for the fact that they have not ever really had access to the American dream. So when basically, in a very simple way, when Black folks get money, you're going to know it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was living in Indiana and my father was in the car business, and when we were meeting some of his wealthier, white friends, they look like bumps, many of them. They were wearing holy jeans and all this other stuff. I remember thinking, being from Chicago, seeing these guys like, y'all don't have any money. How do you act like this? You dress like this. What I realized was because they had wealth, it wasn't a big deal to them.
Right.
But we get money and we blinging out and we got a new car and a new house and a new this and a new that. And I don't fully fault us for it because I understand what it means to have access to something you never had access to. And those things are the symbols of the American dream. They're not the substance of the American dream. They're the symbols of the American dream. And so we take them. And so this is why, once again, as we look at immigrant communities coming in, African Americans are comparing themselves to white America, trying to have the things that white America has without having that 400-year head start, right? So we have to understand that wisdom is about investment. That's why even the Reparations Commission, I'm not necessarily, I hope nobody hears this. I really can't even talk about the commission because
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not whatever. But if I were on something like that, I would suggest that we would be looking beyond cash payments I think that cash payments are potentially a fix that is not the most effective way to approach this. But I'd be looking at land, right? I'd be looking at businesses, right? Things you're talking about. Investments that are long-term. One of the things I think would be amazing, and this is something I just thought about just now. Here you go. Thank you for this conversation.
That's what I'm here for.
I think intellectual property is critical in the African American community.
Wow.
We don't own anything for the most part that we've created. I was reading an article. You guys know how much I love Michael Jackson, and I was reading an article about Michael Jackson and how when he was in Jackson 5, their royalty rate per song was like maybe 12%.
Mm-hmm.
Or 8%, between 8 and 12%. So every time you bought ABC, I Want You Back, Love You Save, they were making like basically 8 to 12% on every album, 8 to 12 cents on every dollar spent on an album. Well, that ultimately ended up being a lot of money for them, but when you look at it in the greater scheme of things, it wasn't. So they said that when he got to be a solo artist, he negotiated a large contract that basically got him to about 28 to 30% on every album. But that's still a third. So here this guy is making this music that the world knows. And he's still only making a third of what it is. Now, of course, he's not doing the distribution, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I think a fairer model might be like a 50-50 split or whatever, because, whatever. But he's doing all of that, and he's still only making a third. And so he went then with that money, which was good money, but wasn't baller, wasn't the kind of money that wasn't ownership money. And he went and used that and then bought Sony's masters.
Yeah,
right.
masters, yeah.
Right. And so then he ended up owning the Beatles records, and he owned half of the catalog at one point, which is why some people think they tried to kill him, by the way, which is whatever. So for me, I look at it and I say, listen, African Americans, they're not going to give us the oil industry.
Right.
We're not going to necessarily own, the financial services industry right now. Okay. But we could. But there are industries that it makes no sense that we don't own.
Yeah.
Hair care products. I can't imagine why we don't own hair care product industry.
Oh man.
What doesn't make any sense. Sports and entertainment. We are the face of sports and entertainment for America around the world, and we don't own it. And we don't own a good chunk of it. And so even in my work as an artist, I'm an arts entrepreneur. Like, I am all about producing and ownership and those sorts of things, because at the end of the day, that's really all we have. And so reparations for me is intellectual property rights, so that the inventions and the contributions culturally and otherwise that people of color have made in this country, people and their families are duly paid for those things. Those are the kinds of things. And so for me, we can get to, people want to have arguments about cash payments for slavery and stuff like that. I don't have to have that battle with you. There's so much in between that we could talk about, that we could have real solutions. And I think all of us probably could agree on, conservatives, liberals, business people, non-business people, and say, hey, like this family in Los Angeles that had a piece of property, a beachfront property in Los Angeles.
Remember that. Yeah.
African-American family, the city took it and they received the land back. This is the reparations to me, this is repair. But then the family sold the land back to the city for $25 million, which I thought was kind of interesting. So anyway.
Well, I mean, Ted, as we end up here, man, we got to end up. We got my man G-Main coming on with Dishing the G. But I really believe, Ted, that it's more than, like you said, the economic. It's more than the mental, right? It's more than it's everything. All right. I believe that. I didn't believe in the cash payment thing, because we saw what they did with that. I believe it's bringing in jobs that they'll work at and become careers, and their children will see them, and and then that will allow them to move forward. And then you bring in, with the home ownership, now they own homes, right? When we bring in the housing, now they own a home. Now they're getting a piece of that American dream, if you will. But I think it's got to be that intellectual part. I never thought about that. 100%. 100%. So, WVON family, we got to take a break. We got Dishing the G coming up with G-Main. And thank you, Ted, for being a guest on the show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook family, 1921 Radio, WVON. This is JP. I'm out. See ya. All right, Ted. I'm going to talk to you, man. All right, brother. Whew, my man. Thank you, sir.
Man.